If I ask anybody in the streets of New York, like, give me some adjective or definition of Jim Jones, what do you think one of the words would be?
I would hope a survivor, a visionary, a philanthropist, a person with a big heart, a person that stands on 10 toes. Not perfect. He's a perfect example of what could happen for you in life if you believe in yourself. I would hope it's some of them type of things that's being said.
There are shocking moments. And then there's what Chrissy Lampkin just pulled on Jim Jones, live on TV. It wasn't just a bombshell, it was a full-blown emotional explosion. The kind that left the audience frozen, mouths open, wondering if they really just saw that happen.
Your philosophies about it. You've clearly made a decision not to do it. You clearly love Chrissy.
No, I haven't made a decision not to do it. And that's a very touchy thing because when you talk about it and I say the wrong thing, and then it goes crazy.
Okay.
That's one thing I don't want to be.
The air got thick the second she leaned forward, calm but deadly confident, and dropped her truth. Not about an engagement, not a maybe someday, a wedding. A whole secret wedding. Jim sat there, looking like time itself had stopped. His face said everything. Confusion, regret, disbelief, all mixing at once like a man watching 20 years of love go up in smoke.
You know what I mean?
And you're not afraid of commitment.
No, obviously not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously not.
Because usually that's the thing.
Obviously not. Like, I'm not even the boss in my household. I'm committed, you heard? But
because
for years, Jim danced around commitment like it was quicksand, dodging that altar like it owed him money. But this time, the fire caught up to him, and you could almost feel the sting through the screen. The audience didn't know whether to laugh, gasp, or cry. Some covered their mouths in pure disbelief, while others had that look like they were watching karma come full circle live on air.
in social media about
talking about.
You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
that involves her.
Yeah.
And I don't want her to feel that
Understood.
type of way. You
Done.
dig? We have a thing that's working right now. You dig? We do know what we want to do, and you know what I mean? And that's enough for everybody to know. You'll find out, and you'll find out what we happen.
Yeah.
But right now, we're in a great place. You
I
know what
love
mean?
that.
And we've been together longer than I've seen a lot of people be married.
Reality TV rarely gets that real. You could tell this wasn't staged. No producer could script that raw pain and pride clashing in real time. Chrissy didn't just drop news, she shattered an illusion. She cracked the fantasy of they're working it out and replaced it with pure, unfiltered truth. With one line, she rewrote their whole story. This wasn't about a woman waiting anymore, it was about a woman moving on.
It's a romantic, man.
Where's your ring?
Good question.
Whoa.
Oh,
See, that's my time to leave because this is about to get crazy.
Did I walk on?
Chrissy didn't just flip the script. She snatched the pen and wrote her own ending right there on national TV in front of the man who thought he'd never lose control. For longtime watchers of their story, that moment hit like a thunderclap. The tension between them had always been simmering. On Love and Hip Hop, on social media, even in interviews where the smiles never quite reached their eyes.
Well, Chrissy, no fights in this series.
No real ones, no.
Just more.
family
This is about
stuff.
the relationship.
Yeah, and trying to get the guys to stay on the same page and keep the house clean.
For years, we saw the same loop. Proposals that never went anywhere. Promises that faded, cold feet turning into colder silence. Chrissy was the one who knelt first, who waited, who kept believing love alone could hold it together. But something inside her shifted after 20 long years. You could feel it in her voice when she revealed that secret wedding, calm, powerful, and final.
Yeah, put it on my finger. The fact that my Jimmy knew it was time to do the right thing.
This wasn't a bitter woman lashing out. This was someone reclaiming her worth after decades of being put on pause. The air in that studio was electric, like everyone knew they were witnessing the end of an era. Jim Jones, Mr. Cool himself, was suddenly out of words. And for the first time, we saw real fear in his eyes. Panic. The kind that says, I just lost the one thing I thought would never leave.
You better stop yelling at me.
No, I'm not gonna stop yelling at you
better
because you
stop.
came down here like a retard and you're not telling me what's wrong with you.
I'm gonna show you how crazy I am.
What you got for me? Some information in your pocket? Like, what are you digging for?
I got that information for you.
And just when we thought the drama peaked, oh no, it didn't stop there. Once the cameras cut and the credits started rolling, that's when the real explosion happened backstage. Hidden cameras caught what insiders are calling pure chaos. One production assistant said, "You think that live reveal was wild? What happened after made it look like a kid's show." Another studio tech swore he saw it all. Jim Jones didn't just walk into that dressing room, he stormed in like a man possessed. The door almost flew off its hinges as he confronted Chrissy, the cameras barely catching his face before the chaos began.
You having a good time down here?
Yeah, I was until you rolled up on me like we got beef.
You love Miami, right?
I do love Miami.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. I don't even know you here in town. You roll up on me and tap me like I owe you money. Like, what's the matter?
You always think.
Gone was the cool, collected persona fans knew. What stood there was a man completely unglued, his voice shaking between anger and heartbreak. "Why?" he demanded, pacing like a trapped lion. "After everything we've been through, you blindside me like this?" There was no calm discussion. No, let's talk this out. This was raw emotion spilling everywhere. Years of love, betrayal, and pride colliding in one explosion of pain. The tension in that small room was so thick, you could practically feel it through the screen.
As long as I was standing in that house and he was coming in 6 and 7 in the morning, talk about this record, that record, and they had a record out in years. What are you working on?
Chrissy! Who talking to like that?
I'm talking to you.
Stop pointing at me, Chrissy,
I'm talking,
for
that's
real.
who I was talking to. I'm talking to you. Because
Right.
guess what? We lived in the same house.
You did the biggest part, and the biggest part was when you ran to Miami.
And just when fans thought it was over, the whispers started, the kind that make even insiders nervous to repeat. Multiple sources close to production started talking, saying Chrissy's so-called spontaneous reveal might have been part of a master plan all along. 3 separate industry veterans claim she had been quietly preparing this move for months, maybe even years. Word is she kept screenshots, notes, even old texts, lining everything up like chess pieces for the perfect checkmate moment. This wasn't just heartbreak, it was strategy. A public coup designed to hit Jim exactly where it hurt most, his pride and image. One former road manager didn't hold back, saying, "Chrissy's not the type to go quietly. She wanted him to feel it, and she wanted everyone watching to know she was done waiting."
You have to, because that's how family actually gets.
Listen to me. I don't have to. He
Chrissy.
has to. That's your son.
No,
he has to.
no,
I don't
you have to remember.
This
Once
is a choice.
you and him get married, and really, as far as I'm concerned, y'all are married, okay? And if you're part of him, okay, and that means he's definitely me, that means that you're part of me.
So was it empowerment or revenge served ice cold? That's up for debate. But one thing's for sure, Chrissy didn't just survive that breakup, she directed it. She became the architect of her own dramatic finale, pulling off a move so precise. The emotional wreckage was devastating. Jim was shouting, pacing, trying to make sense of what just happened, while Chrissy sat there, calm, unbothered, and eerily composed. She didn't flinch, didn't cry. It was like she had already made peace with the chaos she knew was coming.
Well, I'm glad yesterday we all did get to speak a little bit, but we didn't get to really talk. And why you moved to Miami, and I feel some kind of way.
The back and forth got ugly fast, reopening every old wound they'd buried for years. Forgotten anniversaries, empty promises, and all those times Jim chose fame, shows, and his circle over her. Jim accused Chrissy of staging the whole stunt, calling it manipulation, saying she humiliated him in front of the world on purpose. But Chrissy clapped back hard. She reminded him how many times she tried to leave, only for him to pull her back in with the same promises he never kept. "Every time I believed you, you went right back to the same old habits," she reportedly snapped. A production assistant who was right there said Jim's tone cracked mid-sentence, his voice breaking between anger and heartbreak as he shouted, "I always been a man of my family. I tried to support you. Don't think I'm selfish. I love you more than anything in this world." But it was too late. Chrissy's silence spoke louder than any words. Her face said it all. She was done. Everyone in that room could feel it. The storm had finally hit full force, and there was no coming back from this one. But before anyone could even catch their breath, the next rumor started spreading like wildfire. 2 people from the after party are claiming Jim Jones wasn't sulking alone for long. According to them, he was spotted with a mystery woman, definitely not Chrissy, one insider said, and definitely not trying to hide. The name of Jim's new flame has become the hottest mystery in the game right now. Whispers are swirling that this mystery woman might not be so mysterious after all. The streets and a few sharp-eyed insiders are already pointing back to the same old rumor that just won't die. Jim's alleged secret romance with none other than reality TV regular Brooke Bailey. Now, you might remember back in November 2023, those two were hit with dating rumors that both of them denied like clockwork. But here's the thing, those whispers never really went away. They just simmered in DMs, group chats, and blogs waiting for the right moment to resurface. And baby, that moment is now. So the real question isn't just whether Jim was blindsided by Chrissy's shocking reveal, it's whether he was playing a whole double game behind the cameras. Was that stunned reaction on live TV genuine heartbreak, or a smooth attempt to flip the script and hide his own dirt a little longer? Fans are torn, and insiders are spilling tea that's making the timelines look messy. One source close to production claims Chrissy knew about Jim's side situation for months and was keeping receipts the whole time. They say she stayed quiet, building her own master plan, waiting for the perfect public moment to strike back and leave him exposed. And now, the drama's hitting new levels. Reports are flying, still unconfirmed but spreading fast, that Jim's rumored new companion was seen slipping into a black SUV right after the after-party, trailed by one of his longtime security guys. Coincidence? Or proof the streets had it right all along? The label's staying silent, and both Jim and the mystery woman are keeping their lips sealed. But online, it's chaos. The comments are ruthless, the gossip blogs are feasting, and Chrissy just added fuel to the fire with a cold, cryptic Instagram story that read, "You and I both know you'll never find someone like me. Good luck trying, though. I'll have you replaced by tomorrow." That single line from Chrissy's story hit the internet like gasoline on a bonfire. Within minutes, social media went up in flames. Fans arguing, laughing, crying, and dissecting every word. Some cheered her on like a queen finally breaking free, while others mourned what felt like the official end of a Harlem love legend. One comment summed it up perfectly. "Bro will never find another woman willing to be a roommate for 20 years straight." Another fan added, "I wish she had left the day she got down on one knee and he said no to her face." The crowd was split right down the middle, half proud, half heartbroken, all emotionally invested. But of course, not everyone's buying it. Some skeptics swear this is just another wild twist in the never-ending reality soap that is Chrissy and Jim. And let's be honest, the industry's watching this drama like it's primetime TV. Even other celebs are chiming in. Ciara herself once gave Jim some advice during an interview, saying, "She deserves it. You deserve it. Why not? Y'all so fly. Chrissy is so beautiful, so dope, and she holds you down like down, down, down. This is the spirit talking through me right here." That clip has resurfaced all over again, and fans are calling it a prophecy that Jim ignored for too long. What began as a Harlem love story, two dreamers chasing fame and loyalty, has turned into a psychological chess match of power, pain, and pride. Every gesture, every post, every silence is now being analyzed like evidence in a court case. Chrissy's calm, Jim's sudden desperation, and the possible side romance circling in the shadows. It's all giving major final chapter energy. The couple that once looked unbreakable now seems like they're standing on opposite sides of a battlefield. She was the flyest, baddest, most unbothered woman Harlem ever raised, and he was the self-proclaimed family man who swore he had it all under control. Now those two aren't standing on the same team anymore. They're facing off in what looks less like reconciliation and more like war. Every ghost from their past, broken promises, unkept vows, silent tears, is back to haunt them both. And this time, nobody's walking away clean. Chrissy's always been the one to break the mold. She even said it herself years ago. "He was taking too damn long. We're already playing house. He's stuck with me." Sometimes men need a little push, but this wasn't just a push. It was a power move, a calculated, fearless statement that she's no longer waiting around for anyone to define her worth. Over the years, we've watched Chrissy transform right before our eyes. From the hopeful partner begging for commitment to the woman who stopped asking altogether and started taking control. She played the long game, and when the moment came, she owned it. And Jim, for all his big talk, the flashy confidence, and those grand speeches about loyalty, he got hit with a truth he couldn't dodge. Because when the dust settled, it was Chrissy, not Jim, who made the ultimate call. She refused to let her story end on anyone else's terms. But beneath the headlines and the shade, there's real heartbreak here too. The trust they built, the history they shared, all those years that seemed unbreakable, they're now cracked wide open for the world to analyze. The tough guy image Jim built for so long just shattered under the lights, exposing a man raw, hurt, and cornered. People close to the couple are saying it straight. There's no coming back from this. One family friend didn't even sugarcoat it. "If you know Chrissy, you know she doesn't bluff. If she said it, she meant it." And if she did it in public, that's her endgame, period. And honestly, they're right. Chrissy's not the type to create chaos just for attention. When she moves, it's with purpose. As for Jim, he's gone quiet, keeping it low-key on social media, only dropping a few cryptic lines like, "I'm just drinking my water and minding my business." But let's be real, that doesn't sound like peace. That sounds like damage control. His silence feels less like calm and more like someone trying not to make things worse. Meanwhile, the rumor mill is spinning out of control. That mystery woman from the after party is still the talk of the town. Brooke Bailey's denials aren't calming anything down, and those years of flirty back and forth with other reality TV faces, they're suddenly being seen in a brand new light. The puzzle pieces are starting to fit together, and it's not looking good for Jim. Insiders are now whispering that his stunned reaction on live TV might not have been about Chrissy's bombshell at all, but about being caught with secrets he thought were buried deep, maybe even double lives that finally collided under the spotlight. The story's no longer about Chrissy's revenge. It's about the empire of deception crumbling around him. The only question left on everyone's mind now is, who really betrayed who? Did Chrissy just pull off the ultimate power play, or was she simply the first one brave enough to say out loud what everyone else already knew? As more tea leaks out, one blurry pic, one leaked DM, one shady post at a time, you can't help but wonder, how deep does this story really go? Was this the price of devotion or the cost of denial? Chrissy's secret wedding hit the culture like a bomb of liberation, but under the bright lights, it almost feels like a trap finally snapping shut. Let's be honest. 20 years is a whole lifetime of waiting. For every meme calling her the world's most patient roommate, there's a painful truth hiding underneath. Years of bending, compromising, and holding it down while he kept making promises that never stuck. She stood by through family drama, reality TV madness, and all those public "we're working on it" moments. Maybe she believed in love's endurance, or maybe she just got lost in the waiting. But either way, what's left now is an emotional debt no amount of likes or clapping hands emojis can pay off. So when Chrissy dropped that secret wedding bomb, it wasn't just about love. It was about freedom. Her "I do" felt like an escape route carved through 2 decades of half-steps and public heartbreak. All those broken promises, on-camera proposals, and someday speeches finally reached their breaking point. We felt her victory, but we also felt the price. She gave Jim her loyalty, her youth, her energy, everything. He loved her loudly when the cameras were rolling, but when it came time for real action, that silence spoke volumes. Now there's this haunting balance to it all. The same woman who once begged Jim to grow up finally realized the truth. Sometimes maturity means saving yourself, even if it means burning down everything you built together. For everyone watching this unfold, one question lingers heavy in the air. Was Chrissy the ultimate survivor, or did she stay trapped in hope so long that the only escape left was going nuclear in public? Her story hits hard because it's familiar. Too familiar. The woman who loves too deep, waits too long, and finally shocks the world by walking away in one breathtaking act of self-respect. These stories pull us in because they're part heartbreak, part fantasy, and all warning. We've seen it before, on TV, online, in real life. It's the eternal question. Is it stronger to stay and fight for love, or to walk away before it destroys you? Every comment section becomes a debate. Patience versus pride, loyalty versus self-worth. And with Chrissy's move, we all got our answer live and unfiltered. But let's be real, liberation always comes with a cost. Sure, Chrissy reclaimed her story, but those 20 years of waiting, that's time she can never get back. Fans might cheer her bravery, but you can still feel the ache beneath the celebration, the weight of all those maybe next year dreams that never came true. And as for Jim Jones, let's not pretend he didn't see this storm coming. People close to him have been warning him for years. From close friends to old Dipset affiliates, everyone told him Chrissy's patience was running on fumes. One insider even said, he really thought she'd always be there. He was wrong. The writing was on the wall the whole time. Family members were venting in group chats. Friends were whispering in his ear, and still, Jim brushed it off. He doubled down on his comfort zone, chasing studio sessions and street politics instead of building what really mattered. In his mind, her loyalty was unbreakable, a myth he wrapped himself in like armor. But in the end, that armor turned into blinders. Because while he thought Chrissy's love was bulletproof, Jim Jones always believed no matter what stunts he pulled, Chrissy would never leave. He thought her loyalty was eternal, like it came with no expiration date. But if his downfall feels poetic, It's because it was so easily avoidable. He had every chance to make things right, to match her energy, to finally show up for her the way she'd been showing up for him. Instead, he let comfort and ego guide him straight into heartbreak. Some say Jim got too comfortable, too sure of Chrissy's devotion, while others point fingers at the hangers-on, the yes-men who gassed him up, feeding his ego and telling him he was doing just fine. But now, silence. The same circle that hyped him up has gone ghost. No statements, no support, no, bro, you got this. Just the cold sound of isolation as he sits in the wreckage of his own choices. For a man who built his image on toughness, swagger, and control, Jim has become the unwilling star of his own heartbreak anthem. The one thing he always avoided, vulnerability, is now the only thing he's got left. And the public isn't looking away. They're watching every post, every reaction, every flicker of emotion like it's a front-row concert to his downfall. Behind the scenes, sources say the tension is thick. Tense phone calls with old friends, heated arguments with people who tried to warn him, and an entourage now ducking blame instead of helping. It's every man for himself, and Jim's the one left standing in the ashes. There are no more spin-offs left to hide behind, no producers to clean up the mess, and no camera edits to make it look prettier than it is. What we're seeing now is the raw truth. Jim Jones underestimated the one person who always had his back. And now she's gone for good. The man who once had Harlem in his hands just lost the only real one in his corner. So now it's on you. What do you think really went down here? After 2 decades of love, loyalty, and power plays, was Chrissy's secret wedding the ultimate act of freedom, or just the start of a whole new storm brewing on the horizon? Do you think Jim's gonna come back swinging, or is this officially the curtain call on hip-hop's longest-running love saga? Drop your wildest theories, your spiciest takes, and your own stories of revenge and redemption down in the comments. We'll be watching every single one because if Jim and Chrissy taught us anything, it's that the story never really ends when the credits roll. There's always another twist waiting right around the corner. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next messy update.